Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
This is probably the first time that she has been warm and in a dry place.
A Rowan County dog owner could face abuse charges for neglecting his animals.
Plus, UK basketball player Alex Poythress is getting support all over social media. We'll show you how his teammates are reacting to the news of his injury.
And the woman hiding her face lost her life savings to a popular scam. What you need to know to avoid being the next victim coming up.
WKYT News at 5:30 starts now. We begin tonight with a breaking news alert. Good evening to you. Investigators tell us 2 body parts found miles apart in the Kentucky River belong to a woman missing from Lexington.
The Henry County coroner says the woman is 50-year-old Goldia Massey. Investigators say her son reported her missing on October 1st. And later that month, investigators found a severed arm in the river in Henry County. And then last weekend, someone found a human torso along the river in Jessamine County. The coroner says Massey's death is being investigated as a homicide. We will hear from the coroner coming up on WKYT News at 6 o'clock. 2 dogs left starving and abandoned, and so far no charges have been filed yet.
The Rowan County Sheriff's Office says they found the 2 dogs on Wednesday, and one of those dogs died. The other was rescued. WKYT Sam Smith is tracking the investigation as deputies file paperwork to pursue charges against the dog's owner. It's our top story at 5:30.
She is a very gentle, sweet dog.
Lola is her new name. Her temporary home is with Jackie Winters.
This is probably the first time that she has been warm and in a dry place and can count on regular food.
Lola and another Doberman were found starving outside a Rowan County home on Wednesday. The other dog died. Lola was found near death. Volunteers with STAR, Saving the Animals of Rowan, are watching over her.
The first couple of days, it was heart-wrenching. Every time I went in there, I would just cry. It was just pitiful.
Folks with STAR say Lola is eating again, and when she was rescued, it was one of the worst alleged starving cases they've ever seen, and they hope someone is punished for this.
For the dead dog as well, which we have since found out that that was one of her puppies.
The sheriff's office is pursuing charges against the owner. Paperwork was filed with the county attorney. Any future charges would come from his office. As for Lola, she is getting better every day.
When I first took her, she would just snatch whatever I had out of my hands without smelling it, without anything. And now she at least gives me time to put it on the floor in front of her. She still eats fast, like this may be the last meal I ever get, but I've seen a slight bit of improvement there.
In Rowan County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
STAR volunteers plan to get Lola back to 100% and then adopt her to a new family.
We first broke the news to you this morning. A University of Kentucky basketball player is done for the season. Coach John Calipari says junior Alex Poythress was going in for a breakaway layup during a practice yesterday with no one else around when he landed awkwardly and tore the ACL in his left knee. According to a release from UK, there's no date set for surgery, and recovery time is estimated at 8 to 9 months. So this news rocked the UK basketball team and the Big Blue Nation, and it's all the buzz on social media sites. Our Jennifer Palumbo is at the live desk with Poythress posts getting a lot of attention right now. Jennifer?
Well, Sam, Alex Poythress himself took to Twitter this afternoon. He tweeted, "Minor setback for a major comeback. God always has a plan." Instagram giving us the first photo of the team, courtesy of Kentucky men's basketball. It shows the players arm in arm at the Joe Kraft Center with the caption, "Brothers coming together for their first practice since losing Alex." The first player reaction came from UK guard Aaron Harrison, who posted this last night on Instagram, showing Alex and him celebrating with the team. Aaron wrote, "I can't describe how much I feel for this man. He's not only my teammate, but he's one of my best friends, and it's really sad to see him down. But on the bright side, we all know that he's going to come back even stronger. Love you, boy, and keep your head up." And Rep Arena shared this on Facebook and Twitter with the message, "Courage may not always roar, but you'll be roaring again before you know it. Hashtag win it for Alex." And there's now even a Win It for Alex Twitter account. It's also the most viewed story on WKYT.com with more than 24,000 hits so far. You can join the conversation on WKYT's Facebook, Twitter, and at WKYT.com. At the live desk, Jennifer Palumbo, WKYT.
Thank you, Jennifer. And UK had picked the North Carolina game tomorrow at Rupp as Alex Poythress poster day. Coach Calipari said today he is not sure yet if Poythress will be at the game. We all wish him well. A nice day to wrap up the week, and this pleasant weather will run through the weekend. Let's check in now with Jim Caldwell, tracking, I guess we can call it a warm-up?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be about average with mid-40s showing up throughout the entire area, but it's going to be nice. I mean, it feels good compared to some of the 20 and 30-degree highs that we've already seen this fall. By the way, this is still fall. We look outside with some of our temperatures, and it is running, at least right now, the trend is running in the upper 30s, low 40s in some spots. 40 right now here in Lexington, same thing in Frankfort, and then you've got Danville coming in with 37 and Mount Sterling at 39. So certainly chilly out there. Defender has been quiet for a while now for us. As you see it scanning the skies, and we're just not seeing any precipitation just yet. Our next chance of that happening will not arrive until we go into next week, Monday going into Tuesday, it looks like. Mostly clear out there for you. Generally this evening with clouds increasing through the day tomorrow. Temperatures in the mid-40s by the time we get to around 4 o'clock tomorrow with the clouds around. But we will keep our temperatures up just a little bit as we head into the early morning hours on Sunday. So we're going to be above freezing for a change. Slightly milder weekend. That is the focus of the forecast. We will see those temperatures, again, around average and maybe a little more of a spike as we go into the first part of next week. I'll track all of that coming up for you here in just a few minutes.
All right, Jim, thanks so much. A mom accused of letting her children live in a filthy house was in court today. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Laurel County. Vicki Johnson pled not guilty to charges of wanton endangerment and criminal abuse this morning. She'll be back in court on the 23rd. When deputies arrested Johnson, there was a 6-year-old sleeping on a box spring and a baby in a crib with an extremely dirty diaper. Officers also say the house was covered in trash. The judge set her bond at $5,000 and ordered Johnson to have no contact with her children. In Whitley County, charges have been dropped against a high school athletics director accused of sexual assault. In February, Michael Campbell was arrested in Maryland accused of sexually assaulting a 23-year-old woman. Today, a prosecutor announced they were abandoning the charges. The indictment has been terminated. And in Nelson County, Bardstown police are looking for a masked gunman accused of robbing a bank. The First Federal Savings Bank on North 3rd Street was robbed around 9:30 this morning. The suspect is described as a black man about 6 feet tall with a medium to large build. He was wearing a gray scarf over his face, a gray hoodie and jeans, and dirty shoes.
The scam we're about to tell you about begins with a letter and the promise of big money. The story usually ends with a life savings gone and lives in ruin.
I fool you that we in the process of getting it to you, but you don't get anything.
This woman does not want to show her face or allow us to tell you her name. She fears con artists will continue to target her and her money. Her nightmare began with this letter telling her she was guaranteed to win $2.5 million in a lottery sweepstakes. All she had to do was pay a processing fee and taxes.
She was under the impression that once she sent some money, that she would start receiving her awarded money. Well, little did she know was that she just kept sending money and more money and more money, and then eventually she never received anything.
In all, the victim in this case lost $200,000.
She lost her entire life savings. She's living on her own. She has nobody to go to. At this point, she's now struggling to pay her bills and figuring out what to do next.
Senior citizens are often the target of lottery sweepstakes scams. The reason, they are vulnerable.
Targeting a victim that they know that, lives alone, has nobody else to go to, and question these types of solicitations that come into the mail.
Postal inspectors say every family with an elderly relative living alone should keep that in mind.
Once they basically, gain your trust, and that they see that you are following their instructions almost on a daily basis, that you're actually sending money to them, they ask you more personal questions.
The scam artist convinced the victim in this case to cash in an IRA. They only learned she had one by questioning her on the phone. Inspectors have this simple advice.
They need to stop answering the phone. Never give your personal identifying information over the phone to anyone that you don't trust.
It bears repeating an important warning from postal inspectors: no legitimate lottery will ever ask you for money up front.
Next on WKYT News at 5:30, a gun, handcuffs, and a body camera could be all part of the uniform for police across the U.S. The details in a plan to arm officers with cameras.
Also ahead, Lexington police are looking for a man they say tried to lure 3 different girls into his car. What to watch out for coming up on WKYT News at 6. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are reviewing President Obama's plan to arm 50,000 more police officers with body cameras.
The $75 million plan would let the officers record interactions with civilians. As Washington Bureau Chief Jacqueline Policastro reports, it's all spurred by the events in Ferguson, Missouri.
More body cameras for police is part of a 3-year, nearly $300 million spending plan the president is pushing, one lawmakers have a lot to say about. President Obama's proposal would provide assistance through federal funding for the cameras, and it would require departments to undergo training to properly use them. Most congressional Democrats support the plan.
I think it will create better feelings, better communications with communities and police forces. I understand the fear that police forces have, that a police officer has coming into a situation.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
It's good policy, according to lawmakers who think there needs to be more oversight.
I think there is a national interest in ensuring that citizens are protected, and that includes protections from those in authority.
And good policy, according to lawmakers who say problems between police and community members are causing controversy all across the country.
It doesn't happen in every town, but there are plenty of them. There are enough of them out there that make it, I think, a national concern.
The congressional Republicans we talked to say putting body cameras on police officers is a decision that's best left to each individual community.
Local communities have got to solve local problems. I don't like Washington coming on board and saying, this is what works. We know better than the rest of you.
Say a driver's license, proof of interest, please, sir.
Recording exchanges isn't cheap. The president's proposal would only fund half of the cost for the cameras. The rest would be up to the states and localities that use them.
Hey, how we doing?
There's an upfront cost for the cameras, a monthly fee, and more costs for storage to back up video footage.
I don't think the president ought to impose his will for political reasons on our local police forces. If we're providing resources, they should be able to use those resources to be able to pursue and to purchase, secure their own identified, needed, high-priority resources.
As lawmakers consider the president's plan on body cameras, protests continue across the country. Reporting in Washington, I'm Jacqueline Policastro.
A national protest against police violence is set for tomorrow in Washington, D.C.
And the sun has set and the chill is starting to filter in back into our area right now, and it will continue to hang out with us through the overnight. But a decent weekend is coming your way. I'll track those changes coming up.